Good afternoon, Austin, Texas. We are here today with Stanley Wayne Mathis from the Broadway Across America series. He is starring as Mafala Hatimbi in Book of Mormon. Good afternoon. How are you, Stanley?
I'm fine.
Wonderful. So you get to play Mafala Hatimbi in this critically acclaimed blockbuster musical, Book of Mormon.
Yes.
How does that compare to some of the other stuff you've done, like Kiss Me Kate and Jelly's Last Jam, those sorts of kind of classics, and then here you have this new sarcastic, fantastic show.
Well, unlike a Kiss Me Kate, this is very, very irreverent in its humor, which I tend to love. I'm a fan of South Park, so it's very, very exciting to be a part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first time I heard your classic song in the show, like your big number, the Hasadigo Igawai, and I was laughing so hard. By the time that was over, I was in the car. I had to pull over so I could like regain my composure and not wreck my car.
Well, my reaction was pretty much the same when I first saw the show, and I thought my Broadway has really, really pushed the envelope. Good for them. So it's my song is I would think is the most blasphemous song in the whole show.
You know, I have several friends who are Mormon, and they kind of express their concern about the, comedy and everything of it. And I like to think of it as a good natured look at religion in general, not necessarily just the Mormon religion. But what would you say to those folks out there that are unsure of the irreverence of it?
Well, absolutely. It's a form of satire, so it's a certain kind of comedy. It's not, it's not. It's coming at you from a different angle, and it does speak of religions in general. It is just using the Book of Mormon perfectly as a vehicle, but it can be said of all organized religions. It speaks to a lot about the Western psyche and how we think, how we perceive things, and bringing it to our attention while having the ability to laugh at ourselves is what it is. And I think that the audience gets that on not only on a conscious level, but on a subliminal level. Even when they find themselves laughing at something that they're almost embarrassed to laugh at. They're laughing at because we're really laughing at ourselves as if to say, my God, do we really think that way? So it's thought provoking. Probably hit you a week after you've seen it. I'm still picking up things even now that I've been in the show. I'm still realizing and hearing things differently, and I think that's what's so smart and so brilliant about the piece.
I really agree with you that with songs like Orlando and things like that, and sometimes we as our human mind go, we want God to do what we want God to do. We don't want to do what God's told us to do or go where He's asked us to go, and so I think that's a great parallel to real life with the elders and their reservations about being sent to Uganda.
Right. Well, we tend to, as you said, our ego has its own agenda. And I remember growing up, folks used to say to me, if you want to make God laugh, tell him all about your plans.
That's it, right
We
there.
have our own agenda going, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves down another road because it's something that's bigger than us. This production is bigger than us, and it's affecting people in ways that we could never imagine.
So let's talk about the production itself for a while and the tour. How long have you guys been on tour now?
Well, I'm sort of a newbie. I just joined the tour in D.C. Their last 2 weeks. So I was in a tour all of 4 or 5 weeks. They've been on tour for a little over a year. I think they celebrated a year in D.C. when I arrived. I did sit in for Michael Potts on Broadway in New York while he was away doing a film, and so I did it there for about 3 months, and then I joined the cast on tour.
Well, exciting. So besides your fantastic blasphemous song in the middle of the show, what's another great moment in the show for Mafala?
For Mafala, or just for me personally?
Either one.
I do love Salt Lake City because it just has all of it, with all of that brazen humor and all, it pulls you back, and it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful medley. I believe it's a terrific number. There really a lot. The pageant is just a hoop. I mean, I did The King and I in summer stock, and so that just reminds me of the whole Uncle Thomas pageant in The King and I just thought it was just so brilliantly done. So yeah, I would say those pieces.
Those are great moments in this show. I love I Believe. I think that the concept behind it is brilliant, but then the musicality of the show in general is really beautiful, and you hear it being said, oh, it's this satire, it's this comedy, and so you don't expect the music to be as well written and as well done as it is.
They really did honor the musical theater genre, which is also fantastic for all of those theater goers who love to go to the theater and know, Wicked and Sound of Music and all of these. So you will hear these references musically throughout, and just go to show how much the creators themselves respect and love musical theater.
Well, I mean, they've been a hit with South Park for going on, I think, 15 years now or something. It's they're starting to rival classic satire, cartoons like The Simpsons and stuff with South Park. They're getting up there in years with that show. They've been so successful with Book of Mormon. It's just, I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah, I think it's very exciting. I remember seeing their first South Park film. And I thought, oh my God, these guys, I can't, the first thing is like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that, or I can't believe they're using this image. But it's great because you have to push the envelope in society if you consider yourself an artist at all. That's what we do. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to get people to look at themselves and the society that they're living in and the conditions that they're living in, and laugh at it, cry about it, do something about it, whatever, you know what I mean? But you should be moved one way or the other.
I absolutely agree. So you guys are going to be coming in here in just a couple of weeks to Austin, to the Bass Concert Hall, and
yes, we're very excited. We want to hear all about how hot Austin is, so we're ready.
Hopefully by the first week of October, though, it will have cooled off a bit.
Well, no, I don't mean hot weather-wise. I mean exciting.
Oh, right now all we're thinking about is how hot temperature-wise it is.
No, it's been hot all over Texas. That won't be new to us. So, it's supposed to be, we hear that I've never been to Austin, so we hear that it's very progressive and very exciting, and a lot of our celebs live there and have moved there, so it's supposed to be a very hot art scene there.
It is. It really is, and the food here is incredible. So make sure you check out some of our great restaurants. We've got tacos that you could only dream up in your mind, and then they're real.
Well, that's fantastic because there's no stove or oven in my hotel.
Oh no! Well,
I'm glad to hear that. This food is fantastic.
Yeah, you'll be well fed while you're in Austin. It's an incredible food scene, incredible art scene, and incredible live music scene. I'm sure on your off nights and after shows and stuff, you'll be able to catch some really great bands around Austin.
I plan to. I definitely plan to.
Well, thank you so much, Stanley. We really enjoyed getting to visit with you today. And we do have one last question we ask all of our interviews on the Austin Entertainment Weekly podcast, and that is, if you could give advice to any young theater artist, what would your advice be on how to make it in this industry?
Well, I'll just quote this. It's been said before, so I didn't make it up. I often tell young people, be yourself. Everyone else is taken.
That's it. That's all. That's what it's all about. Well, thank you so much, Stanley, and we cannot wait to see you in October at the Broadway